Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, TMossBoss. This is my art commentary channel where some of me creating art, I really don't know where, because I haven't, see, here's the thing. I'm doing the voice recording, but I haven't done the art stuff yet. So that's why I'm kind of trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Like, I don't know whether to do some art in a video game, because I know there's like some games out there where they have where you can create forms of art, but I know there's going to probably be people expecting me to do drawing art. I know at some point in time I am going to have to do that. That's the thing, though. I suck at drawing, so it doesn't really make any sense to do or to have an art commentary channel and suck at art. So that's why I'm like, if the stuff is kind of just laid out for me, it's kind of like playing a video game on the easiest difficulty. That's how I look at it. It's like I'm still playing the game. It's just that I'm playing it with an advantage and stuff. So, but anyways, no, speaking of video games, I wanted to do a video talking on that, how I got into video games in the first place. Because if you guys follow me on Twitch, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my gaming channel. I do have a gaming channel called TMossBoss Gaming, and I do have a channel where it displays my some of my creations from a video game called Automation. But like I said, it's kind of like, it's like pre-built creations and stuff. Did I say animations or creations? I can't remember, but anyways, and it was like a few seconds ago. But anyways, but yeah, there's this card game called Automation. And so pretty much what you do, you create a car in the video game, and then you can drive it in BeamNG. So yeah, like there are some games out there where you can, and that's the thing, like Automation goes deep in depth with it. Like, I mean, you can customize how you want the hood to look. You can customize like just pretty much every aspect of the car. You can even create a engine for the car. So yeah, man, they have a lot of different stuff that you can do in there. Most likely you probably will, if it's not this video, will be one of my other videos where I'll display how automation, how it works, or just having it playing in the background of whatever video that I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out like what game or what could I do to I guess to display art on this channel, because I'm trying to figure that out. I'm honestly thinking about going through a name change on here. Like, that's something that if you guys are subscribed to one of my other 49 channels, then yeah, you already know what the business is with those channels. Like, I'm constantly putting them under construction, where I'm changing up stuff, changing up content, changing up names. It's a lot, like that's something, I guess, like, to just kind of talk on myself. I might have mentioned that in the introduction video. I haven't even edited that video yet. So like, I'm doing this video, but I haven't even put that video together yet. That's how behind I am when it comes to content. But no, getting back to my gaming channel, TMossBoss Gaming, that's not where it actually started when it came down to me getting into video games. I would have to say, like, that's when I had more so seen that me playing video games can very well be a job. And yeah, I'm gonna talk on like every aspect of gaming throughout my life, like, from when I got into it, from when I had kind of like widened out my genres when it comes to video games. What else? Playing online games for the first time. What else happened after that? Then turning it into a career. And then I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have been subscribed to me throughout the journey and stuff, so you most likely have seen some key moments of of me within video games, like even doing voice work for a video game. And yeah, if you guys want to check that game out, it's a shooter game called Alpha Response. It's kind of like of a indie shooter game. Like, it ain't some above and beyond like millions of dollar like budget type video game. Yeah, it was just a indie game put together and stuff. But yeah, I did voice work for that video game. I was supposed to do voice work for another video game. I don't know if that game's still gonna come out, but anyways, yeah, I guess for those that are wanting to know that too, like, am I available to do voice work in a video game? Yes, 24/7. If you are working on a video game and you need some voice work, I might not be the best when it comes to voice work, but no, I will like, definitely go above and beyond. Like, so if you guys need like a villainous role or a superhero, like a heroic role, whatever it is, or just like some side commentary and stuff, like you're like, hey, kind of do like how they do in Grand Theft Auto, where you're just having a phone conversation and things. I'm good at that. Like, that's, yeah, I'm good at, like, I wouldn't say I'm like a professional actor, but yeah, I would say that, you know, I grew up watching a lot of movies, playing a lot of different video games. I can take inspirations from those and then, yeah, you know, put it together in the game. But no, yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and start talking about it. Let's start talking about how I got into video games. So I was young. I was probably 2 or 3 years old when I had very first started playing video games. And out of all people, I know people are gonna probably be thinking like, oh, it's probably like, you know, relatives, like it was like a cousin, or, you know, my uncle. I will give him credit too. My uncle, he did get me into video games, but it was later on. No, it was actually the people that got me into video games, out of all people, were my own parents. So yeah, I was. They had a Nintendo 64. I think they had purchased it before I was born. I don't know. They might have purchased it before I was born, or maybe shortly after I was born. But when did hold on for a second, because if it was before August, then yeah, then they purchased it before I was born. But anyways, when did the Nintendo 64 come? Did I say Switch? I meant to say Nintendo 64. Okay, so there's like it in North America. So yeah, they got it, I believe, yeah, it was in North America on September 29th, 1996. So yeah, it came out after I was born. So but yeah, shortly after that, so it might have even been sooner. It might have like probably once when I was able to start walking around and start. So yeah, it was like what, like probably that year mark and things. So I could have even been 1 year old, to be honest, and things. But anyways, no, yeah, they had a Nintendo 64, and they had like, yeah, Mario 64. I think it might have been later on when they got Mario Kart. But yeah, they had that. I believe it wasn't I don't think it was the uncle that got me, or like that was like really, you know, helping me out when it came to video games. I think it was another uncle of mine's, where he gifted me. He figured like, okay, he's gonna grow, he's gonna get bigger and stuff, so yeah, he's gonna most likely be wanting to play some other games. But yeah, he gave me the 007 game. It was, I think it was like GoldenEye or something like that. So yeah, I did play that, did play the Mario games, played a little bit of the Donkey Kong games, and then there was like some other games that I played on the Nintendo 64. I don't remember them, but I mean, there is this retro game store, and I'm like, if there is ever a day where I do acquire me a Nintendo 64 and want to do some streams off of it. I mean, I do have a Nintendo Switch, and they have some Nintendo 64 games, but they don't have all the Nintendo 64 games. Like, there was a football game I remember playing on there, and yeah, they don't have games like that, you know. So yeah, they just have what they have and stuff. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, I got into playing Nintendo 64 games. Got a little bit older. Dad bought me a PlayStation 2. And then, yeah, then that's when it really started going crazy. Now, yeah, that's when my uncle, when he got involved, cause, I was going over to his, to my grandfather's house, his dad. So yeah, cause my uncle, he's young. So at the time being, yeah, he was like heavily into video games, like, cause there was games that he was playing that I never even heard of. So I'll go to his place, play a bunch of different video games, and I'm like, well, or my grandfather's place, his dad, but I'll go over there, and yeah, he had like an arsenal of video games, and I'm like, huh, okay, I'm like, this seems fun, you know, playing some of the games he had. Then I remember, I think it was for my 7th birthday, he gifted me Enter the Matrix. That's yeah, for those that never did get a chance to play in that game, it's fun. It was a pretty good game. I was like, that it was a lot better than that Matrix demo that they came out with some time ago. But yeah, yeah, he had a gang of video games. It was one of those things where I believe he also did fall victim to the I don't know, maybe he might still have his games, but I think both me and him, we fell victim to the GameStop's you know, scheme and stuff. Yeah, trade in your game at GameStop's, and it's, yeah, bro, that's one thing I do regret, is finding out about GameStop's, like, cause there are so many different games that I had back then that I could have still had to this day, like, and that was the thing, like, at the time being, I didn't know that I was going to like get into content creating and stuff. Like, that wasn't a dream of mine. So yeah, I think pretty much like all of my PlayStation 2 games they were gone. Like, they were gone by the time I had graduated from high school. And so, but during that time frame, like, yeah, like, I was just playing like a gang of PlayStation. I think I had well over 100 PlayStation 2 games. Like, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot of games. But anyways, then I think it was 2007. It was my 11th birthday. My mom, she got me a PlayStation 3. So that's how how like the online gaming, because I didn't know about online gaming until like, it's about 3 years later. So I knew that you could play games online. We just didn't have like internet and Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So I was late into the game. Like, that was the thing. Like, I remember when it was, so 2010 was a good year, because not only did I get into online gaming, but that was the same year I had got a Xbox 360, and all my friends was on Xbox 360. So I did play a little bit online with the PlayStation 3. The one game I do remember playing was Red Dead Redemption. And coming across some Southern folks on that game. Yeah, there was one guy on there. And that's because that was like the first time I played. Like, I feel like that's something about gaming, is that you remember key moments. Like, you remember your first video game. You remember the first time you played online. You remember the first time you beat a game. You know, I might not remember the first time I got. Well, no, yeah, it had to have been. Well, on PlayStation I don't remember, but on Xbox I do for sure remember the first game I got an achievement on. But anyways, but yeah, like, I even going back, like, before I had got the PlayStation 3, like, that was one game that I did. It was actually the first game that I had ever beat, was out of all games, but 50 Cent Bulletproof. For those that don't know, yeah, he had a little spin on the video game scene, and it's something where it's like, huh, wow, like, you know, you don't think like 50 Cent out of all people would have created a video game. But yeah, overall though, I did beat that. And then now I'm going back to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era. So my friends were telling me, I remember, it was like before Christmas, they were telling me, they was like, we're all on Xbox 360. So they, like, none of them had a PlayStation 3. Like, PlayStation, so at the time being, PlayStation 2 was like the best PlayStation console. When the PlayStation 3s came out, massively underrated. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, the Xbox 360 is good, but the PlayStation 3, like, for those that don't know, the PlayStation 3 is capable of playing all PlayStation 1 and 2 games, also alongside with PlayStation 3 games. The Xbox, at the time, they only had, like, the original Xbox, and you could only play a certain amount of games on there. It wasn't like all the games were backwards compatible. No, PlayStation had, like, every video game that was made on PlayStation 1 and 2 was backwards compatible on the first PlayStation 3 that they came out with. So, and that was something where I'm like, man, that's, how do we, like, what I'm more so trying to figure out is, how do we go backwards? You know, when it came to, like, it seems like they're developing less but charging more. Like, I don't get that, you know, but anyways, but yeah, so that Christmas, I remember I asked for an Xbox 360. Ended up getting an Xbox 360. Got Call of Duty Black Ops, because that was the biggest game being talked about at the time. So then that's when I really had started playing online games, because before that, I was so, like, that's why if you see me now, I feel so comfortable playing a game by myself. Like, people would try to, like, get it. Like, not too long ago, I had somebody join my stream and was like, oh, you're playing this game by yourself? Yes. That's how I grew up on video games. I played them by myself. Yeah, I guess, like, if I went over to a friend's house, or if we had like a game that had like the split screen multiplayer and stuff, then I would play with other people. But I'm like, that's people that I know. So that's one thing that I am strong about nowadays when it comes to gaming and then like streaming and recording. People be trying to, like, oh, join my game or do this, do. I don't know you. I play games with people that I know, because I know that there's better communication. I know I'm going to have more fun that way. Playing a game with a random person, it feels out of the ordinary, you know? So, but I mean, like, yeah, at one point in time, like, I was playing online games, and I was playing against, like, random people, playing with random people and stuff. Like, especially with games like Destiny, where it was like, it's a co-op game, but you're playing it with other people and stuff. So, yeah, it's like, there was some times where I would play those games online with other people. But as the time went on, it was like, you realize that there's better gameplay when you play the game with people that you know. So that's why I'm like, if I could have it anyway, it'd definitely be like, okay, like, yeah, everybody that I know, get an Xbox, get a PlayStation, get a PC, get a Nintendo Switch, get all that, get the games I have. So at least then I'm like, okay, cool. Like if the people that I knew had the same amount of games or all the games that I have, yeah, streams would be longer, videos would be a lot longer, because yeah, it would be more to talk about, it'd be more to do. But yeah, it's like there's people that I know that I would trust when it comes to gaming and stuff, but they don't really be playing games like that. So yeah, I would have to be like a teacher almost, trying to like teach people how to play it. I'm like, I wouldn't mind doing that, but it would definitely have to be some like small games. It would have to be like some like games that I started off playing and stuff, and then working our way up the ranks to like crazier games. And I'm gonna talk on that, like some crazy games I done played. But anyways, so yeah, I ended up getting an Xbox 360, then Call of Duty Black Ops. Man, I'm telling you, like, having it where I remember just being up like hours. I'm telling you, man, hours felt like minutes. Like, no, I would be up in the middle of the night. Like, me and my friends, we would just be playing zombies, multiplayer, just going round after round after round. Like, we did not rest. We did. And what was so crazy about it, we would do that. We would stay up almost all night playing video games, right? And then I remember finding out about Battlefield, and that was a video game. I remember it was a friend of mine from school that he told me about, or it was either he told me about it or I just heard about it. But regardless, though, I remember playing Battlefield, bro. I'm telling you, man, like Xbox 360, that I had to say that's what really hardened me as a gamer. Like, because before I'll play games, maybe play like a little bit, through it and stuff, and then was tired of it. Xbox 360, fam, left that. So yeah, I beat Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So it's like pretty much, I wouldn't say like all of the Call of Duty games, but yeah, I was playing, beating those, prestiging a little bit. Like, I really became a gamer. Like, I wasn't just no casual gamer. Like, I was a gamer. So anyways, playing through these games like crazy, and then coming across some like story-based games, then finding games where I could just sit down and just like, so yeah, Destiny. So for those that don't really know too much about that time frame of when Destiny 1 had came out, so when that game comes out, it gets announced, everybody's talking about it, friends of mine from school, they're talking about it, and I'm like, okay, cool, I got to get this game. So yeah, buy that game. That was the one game where I was, so this was, and it came out after I graduated. So like, I had all the time, like, I didn't have to worry about going to school the next day. Like, I was a free man. Like, it felt, I'm telling you, like, you being in school, like, if you're watching this and you're currently in like middle school, high school right now, I'm not saying that it's like, yeah, like drop out so you can sit around and play video games. No, don't do no stuff like that. I'm just saying that after you graduate and you become like a free, like, yeah, obviously, get a job and, be responsible in things. But having, like, I had to say, like, just spend like some time though, like after you graduate. I mean, I guess like if you have strict parents, then yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to listen to them. But if you ain't got strict parents and there was like, yeah, you are gonna have to be a little bit more responsible, but you're a free man now. Have fun, okay? Don't do whatever, but do whatever. Get your favorite video game and just spend the whole night playing it. I'm telling you right now, it feels a lot. It's different than like a summer vacation. It's different than a spring break, winter. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, after I had graduated, and it was funny because it was one of my friends. He was still in school. He was a year younger than me. So he was like, oh man, I gotta go to school. And I'm like, oh, that's tough. I'm sorry to hear that and things. So, but I'm like, I'm gonna be up all night playing this game. So yeah, man, it was fun. I was like, I had to say, like, that time frame of just after I had graduated from school and playing video games, it was fun. And I was like, nah, man, it's like, I want to do more of this. So April of 2015, I'm like, man, after I had graduated from high school, that was the original plan, was that I was going to enlist in the military. So it was either going to be the Navy or the Air Force. I remember some friends I think it was a friend, and I remember it was my cousin. They had enlisted in the Coast Guards. So that was kind of on my radar. But I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm like, it's something that was thrown like towards my direction of enlisting in the military, but I'm like, that ain't really a passion for me and stuff. Like, not saying that there's, something wrong with enlisting. It's like, if you want to enlist in the military, you do what you got to do. But that is something that you got to do if it's your passion. So I realized that it wasn't my passion. So then that's when I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just look for a job. Went to a couple of interviews. I think everybody knows about the Chipotle situation, but for those that don't know, and it's like this is your first time ever hearing it and stuff. So yeah, I went off in there for an interview. It seemed like the interview was going good. The guy that was interviewing me, he we were chilling pretty much. He asked me, what do I know about the history of Chipotle? And that was pretty much like the Jeopardy question that made me lose all my money and stuff. Like, no, so he asked me that, and I'm like, oh, I mean, you guys have been an established company for some time now. Like, what am I supposed? How am I? Like, fam, I'm here for a job. I'm not here for no education lesson on no Chipotle. I'm like, bro, people come in here for burritos. They don't come in here for no encyclopedia. For no oh, this burrito was started this year. Chipotle came out this year. This sauce came. Bro, I'm telling you right now, and this is the one thing that I say about that. If a person done had a long day at work, right? Like, let's say it's somebody that works around kids, and let's say it's them kids that just ain't got no home training, none of that. They just crazy. Teacher trying to do their hardest to teach all those kids. You got where kid, he hit a milk carton in his pocket, throws it across the classroom, milk goes all over the place. You got the one kid that want to draw and stuff. This is stuff that you paid for. One kid done broke like a valuable ornament or something that your great grandmother gave you when you were a child and things. You then had this stressful day. And the one thing that you want to do, where it's like, that after this, like, okay, the stress, all that's going to be gone. You want to go to Chipotle to get a burrito, right? So you approach me, okay? Let's say I'm not who I am. I'm the guy that the manager was looking for, right? So you come up to me, you'd say, hey, I want this burrito with this, this, and this, and that, and that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you that burrito. But before that, can I tell you a little bit of history about Chipotle? Do you think you want to hear Chipotle after you had a Chipotle history lesson after you had a long stressful day? No, you're not. So that's why I was like, yeah. I remember when they emailed me and they told me that, and I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna let y'all do your thing. I'm like, you guys have a nice day. But no, yeah. So then in April 2015, that's why I had created my gaming channel, TMossBoss Gaming. And then first two videos I did, where one wasn't even really a video game. It was me talking to this like bot thing, and I have to say, I guess like that was like AI technology back in that day. But it would just generate like random. So you'll ask it a question, and it'll just generate a random answer for you. But it wasn't like as smart as like AI technology is today. Like AI technology, like you'll ask it a question, and it's like, man, it will give you a history lesson on some stuff. I'm like, man, I wish Chat GPT existed back then. So at least I could have looked it up real quick. I'm like, the history of Chipotle. So, but yeah, I was like, man, that was just crazy when that guy said that mess. But anyways, no, yeah. So then I did that, played the one video game, Happy Wheels. And then I remember I played and beat Left 4 Dead 2. And then, yeah, from there, the rest was history. Ended up getting into doing reaction videos, of course. And then, yeah, I think we all know how that turned out. I guess it's kind of like a part two to I'll talk on that in a moment. My history with reaction videos and stuff. But yeah, overall though, I guess like for those that needed a little bit of a history lesson on my history with gaming, there you guys go. So, but anyways, yeah, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned. I don't know why I'm doing this like it's my because I'm using the program that I use to do my podcast episodes. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. The name might change. I don't know. I'm still debating. I'm still trying to figure out like what I can overall call it. But anyways, yeah, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.